Hey guys, welcome. Thanks for joining me. Today we're at Silverstone for round 4 of the FSR Pro Championship. And it's a track I always go well at. It's something about the fast flowing nature, fast entry, having to manage tires. I always go well here. And during practice actually I could see that during qualifying pole position was possible. I made some small mistakes and well, I got to within 3/10 of pole, but that was P8. Now here you can see Arda Ercan was actually going to be starting from pole position. Unfortunately, he had some sort of technical issue, so he wasn't able to rejoin in time, which means that, well, it's my teammate Cameron Roger who actually takes pole. So it was a great lap by him, his personal best. So good job. As we now head onto the grid, it's going to be a 2-stop race, hard, medium, and it's mainly about when you put on the mediums, as someone goes Super Saiyan in the background. Alright, anyway, lights go on, revs up, lights out, and away we go. It's an okay start, and it's even off my championship rival who gets a really good start, as we're gonna see some contact. All good. Oh, that's someone going off, and it's still chaos everywhere. Come on. Alright, we made it through cleanly. Alright, the car is still in one piece. Somehow, don't ask me how. And we're in P8, so we lost one position. Maybe we can gain it back here. So we're on the inside, so that's good. It's Barbakov on a medium, so as we make some contact ourselves, and yeah, he's got the inside line, better tires, and we're gonna take a look at a replay from the start. And look, turn 1 and already multiple people going off track, and we're gonna look at a slow motion replay here because you can actually see 2 incidents happening at the same time, multiple contacts. And we're gonna see some synchronized spinning actually. It's poetry in motion. So the Network cars actually give each other a kiss. And yeah, back to full speed, and we're gonna look at Savet, who gets a love tap from Nietzsche, and oof. Yeah, I believe he rejoined somewhere in P17 or something, so that's essentially race over, which yeah, it's quite a big shame. He was 3rd in the championship, and they're a really close rival. As we now take a look at the leaders, and Cameron Roger, my teammate, is still in the lead, but Sologiannis, he overtakes him on lap 4. And on lap 5, it's time for us to make some moves. So Barbakov on the fresh mediums has gotten past Frilik, and now we want to do the same. We want to keep up with Barbakov if we can. So Frilik makes a mistake. He went wide, and that's an opportunity for us. It's super difficult to overtake, so anytime we get something of a chance. So yeah, we both get DRS, but I get a lot more slipstream than Frelick does, and with some battery usage we make it past. So 5 laps in, and we finally made up 1 position, back in P7 where we started. So lap 6, again Barbakov has moved a place forward. It's Nietzsche who is now in front of us. So again, we want to keep up with Barbakov, who's on the mediums, who is fast now, so we want to keep close. And we go through Maggots Beckets again. We're right behind Nietzsche, and let's see if we can overtake. So we're behind him, opening DRS. We're not really closing in. And yeah, behind us we see that's Vagapov on Frelik. Yeah, no, he also can't really make it work. It's so difficult to overtake here. It's really difficult to do so. So you basically need someone else to make a mistake, to make a move. So we're still behind Nietzsche, and he makes a mistake. Okay, so this is a chance. On the inside, and he blocks it, and we actually had to slam the brake not to hit him and create an incident. So it's, yeah, I had to pick a side, and to be fair, Nietzsche defended really well there. So still no position gained. On to lap 9, we get another chance. So 9 laps in, and the tires are starting to wear. So this is where opportunities arise, because I know I'm good at the tires. I've been saving them. And I'm on the outside and now on the inside, so basically the opposite of what happened at the start of the race. Now I've got the inside, and yeah, smooth as butter. I make the move up into P6. So later on the same lap, we're behind Monnier, and yeah, tires are starting to go off, so I'm now using the tire advantage to start making some moves. Yeah, so as others start to struggle, overtaking gets a bit easier, but yeah, we're almost 10 laps in, a quarter of the race done, and we've essentially made up 2 positions from where we started. So we're behind Barbakov, who was on the mediums. And if the hard runners are starting to drop in pace, then surely Barbakov on the mediums will be dropping off as well. So we need to make a move, because Ivanov was leading this train early on, and he has disappeared into the distance. And Cameron and Sadagianis also disappeared into the distance. So we can't lose any more time. We have to make these moves. We have to make them quick. So we open DRS, we use boost, and we're gonna go for the overtake. And we don't even get close. Well, rip. So we have to wait now until the hangar straight. Yeah, this is important time loss, to be honest. You're gonna see, like, I'm able to keep up easily in the corners. And then, yeah, you can see here, despite the dirty air, I'm still able to keep close, but I can't get past, nothing I can do. So every corner I lose time here, I lose time here, I'm losing time here. So that's painful, but I have to be patient. I have to use my tire advantage, because as my father used to say after his 4th child, you can never have too much rubber. So let's push. DRS, push the pass. Barbakov goes defensive, and I almost hit the grass there actually, but alright, all in one piece, we can keep going. And yeah, on to lap 12. So this is basically 1.5 laps later. So we see the leader, Sadagianis, Ivanov, and then there's me. 1.5 laps, look at the gap. Now Barbakov of course pitted, but this is the rest of the group, and I'm just pulling away, so I was being held up massively. So P4 for now, it's lap 15. And we're gonna see the first pit stop from the leaders. So Cameron still stays out, and it's Sadagianis who goes into the pits, try and get an undercut and get close to Cameron again. And yeah, we see how much the gap has grown in just a couple of laps. And shout out to Matt Hewson, who's having a really good race, by the way. Fighting to finish in the top 10, so that would be a really good result for him, so fingers crossed. Lap 16, this is an important moment actually, because I was supposed to pit on lap 16, but I was so focused on closing in on Ivanov. My tires were better, I was closing in, so I was just focusing on getting every corner right, and I forget to pit, which, I mean, my tires aren't going off the cliff yet, so it didn't seem too bad at this point, but at the end of the race, it turns out forgetting to pit on lap 16 hurts a lot. But yeah, we'll get there later on. So lap 17, Cameron heads into the pits. Ivanov does the same, and I go into the pits as well. So 1 lap later than planned. So had I pitted on lap 16, I could have, I could have closed the gap to Ivanov using the undercut, and probably would have either been ahead of him or within DRS at least. Oh, as Cameron almost hits Ivanov there, which is also your reminder to hit the like button, don't forget. And yeah, all good, all clean, and we make it out of the pits. So everyone is basically gone from hard tire to hard tire, so we're all thinking the same, save the best for last. With an important pit exit here, because we end up right in front of Paul August Lane. And that's important, he's on all tires, hasn't pitted yet, so we can't afford to be held up again. So we come out in front, so that's good. Now it's time to push. Time to push, close in on Ivanov once more. As, oh, that's Matt Hewson. He went a bit wide on the exit and hit the wall. Yeah, lost both his wings, so that's race over. Big shame. He was on for perhaps a top 10 finish, which would have been really good for him. So unfortunate at his home race. As we're looking at Meunier, who is in 3rd now, but still has to pit. So he's left it quite late in his first stint, lap 18. As we move on to the leaders, we're on board with my teammate Cameron Roger, who wants to overtake Sadagianis for the lead, and oh, that's gonna be tight, and oh, they make it work. That was really tight, but yeah, I mean, Cameron, when he sees a gap, he goes for it. Ask your mom. That was just about enough space given from both of them. Really well done. And yeah, no incidents. Cameron retakes the lead and let's go. So a bit later on, lap 29, and you see the gaps, well, between the top 4. So Ivanov and I are closing in. But I feel like I've got more pace than Ivanov, so it's time to start making a move if I can. He won't have DRS here, so I think it should be possible. So yeah, behind him, using DRS, using boost. Ooh, it's gonna be tight actually. I go on the inside and I hit the bump and I make contact. Oh, okay, he looks to be fine, but yeah, that wasn't good driving from me. There's a bump on the inside there, and I didn't take that into account. So sorry about that. Yeah, we talked about it after. As he loses the car and stays out of the wall, so that's good. But yeah, he lost a lot of time there. But yeah, we had a bit of a talk afterwards, and I apologized. And well, hopefully, Victor, you can forgive me. As 2 laps later, lap 31. So we're in P3 now, and yeah, we take a look at the leaders. So Ivanov has pitted for the medium, so he's gonna go a bit longer on the mediums, but he will get an undercut. And basically, this is where things will get complicated, because the plan was to pit next lap. But that was also the lap where Cameron was supposed to pit, and I had gained so much time on him that, well, I would have to wait for him in the pit lane since we share a pit box. So I had to pit a lap earlier than I wanted. So basically, stint 1 was a lap too long, so that cost me time. And now this stint is 2 laps shorter, so I didn't fully use my hard tires, which, well, also cost me total race time. So it's rather painful. And had I pitted on lap 16 as I originally planned, the tire performance would be way better balanced across the race. And now I have to go a lap longer on the mediums than I wanted to. So it's suboptimal. As we see the pit exit from my teammate Cameron. And you see how powerful the undercut is actually. Because Soligianis has now overtaken him. Gotten a bit of a gap. So yeah, Cameron has some work to do. Now, he does only have to do 10 laps on his mediums, and it's 11 for Soligianis. So, sure, it is possible. It is all to play for. Same for me. I know I'm faster, so I'm going to have to work to close in, but you can't push these mediums too hard, because they will drop off a lot. So, yeah, we're going to get some overviews towards the end of the race. So, race leader, P2, P3, and it's Ivanov not too far behind. And we move on 2 laps. As the backmarker is still there, having really good pace actually. And you see the top 3 were converging, and Ivanov is starting to drop back. So he's not quite able to hold the same pace in his final stint. As, yeah, 2 laps later, you see the gaps growing even further, and it's clear that Ivanov is going to be out of this fight for the podium. But it's all to play for well, for the 2 Burst Boys and Soligianis. So let's see, we move on to the final lap, and you see, well, unfortunately I've run out of my push to pass. I've had to use quite a lot to make it this far, make it through the field, and I don't really have much left. And in hindsight, I could have managed the tires better, but yeah, they're just too far ahead. So it's between Cameron, who we're on board with now, and Soligianis. So which of the 2 will win? Cameron has been faster the entire race, so it should be possible. So this was an opportunity to maybe make a move, but he couldn't quite make it work. So there's the hangar straight. That's the best opportunity to make a move, or in the final chicane if you want to take a risk. And as we've seen, Cameron is not afraid of taking risks. So let's see, he's really close now, and he gets on the steer. He was a bit too close, and yeah, that's the effect of the dirty air, I guess. And he's dropped back, so that's gonna make it difficult, but it's not impossible. He has to get a good exit. We're on board with me. We'll look at Cameron, who loses the rear actually, and that's an opportunity for us. So let's go. The final percentages of my battery, some slipstream, and yep, I make it past. And well, to be fair to Cameron, he didn't defend too hard against me since we're teammates, and he was thinking about my championship. So yeah, it's being a good teammate right there. So thanks, Cam. And Yeah, the fight for the victory is basically over now, and it's Soligianus with an impressive win, and yeah, it's then a burst 2 and 3, which we should be happy about, but I'll be honest, I was kind of gutted, and the same goes for Cameron. Like, both of us, we had the pace to win, and I gave myself a bit more work to do, but both of us could have won here, and yeah, to come so close and not get it, it's kind of painful. And yeah, I guess with time I'll be more happy with this result, and surely the same goes for Cam. But yeah, right now I'm still to get so close to my first victory in way too long, and to not get it, even though I had the pace, and so it kind of hurts. But then again, there's a lot of positives to take away. I made another step in qualifying. Race pace, once again I was the fastest driver out on track, so lots of positives to take away and to take to the next race. And also, if we look at the championship, it's Viktor Ivanov who finished outside of the podium positions, which means that I've actually gained 7 points on him, which is important because we're on race 4 out of 9, so pretty much the halfway stage of the championship, and we've closed in the gap to only 16 points, which is not a lot, and I feel like we've got momentum on our side. My race pace has been better than Ivanov's. It's just a qualifying performance, so I know what to focus on, I know what to work on, and yeah, next race is Imola, which will be tricky, but there's also opportunity there, so we just have to keep this momentum going, keep closing down the gap for the championship lead, and yeah, we'll see. So be sure to subscribe to keep following me on this adventure, actually this championship fight, and yeah, I'll see you next time.